How's it going, everybody? No, I just ran out of Coke. No, it is hot as hell right now here in Southern California. I got three fans, two fans right now facing my face, one fan down below for my legs because my apartment is not air conditioned. Oh my God. But as hot as today is, I want to give you guys live streams of my thoughts, and this will be the first of I think three more, right? No, two more happening this evening. I'm gonna be coming back to do my live review of Big Little Lies new episode, and then later on my live review of Euphoria new episode later tonight. Right now, I want to give you my thoughts about this latest topic. This has been trending on Twitter for the past, I want to say, about 8 hours or so. And you need to file this under rumor category, the category rumor. If you have a file in your cabinet that says rumor, file this one in there. Okay. uh, Take this news with grain of salt. It hasn't been confirmed yet. There's no official announcement or press release from MGM saying that this is true. But here's the following anyway. And I'm reading off of dailymail.co.uk. Daily Mail has its moments. They're not always reliable as a source, but this is quite a bombshell. All right, so the news is that Lashana Lynch, the actress Lashana Lynch, whom you may recognize as, or she played the best friend Maria. I believe that's her name, right? The character's name, Maria, in the movie Captain Marvel this past spring. And so she's going to be in the new James Bond movie. Now, this new James Bond movie doesn't have an official title yet, but it's the 25th James Bond installment. So they of course, the working title is Bond 25. And so she's in the film. She's new to the franchise. And if you're wondering what she plays, the Daily Mail has that scoop. Even though if you look up IMDb under Lashana Lynch for Bond 25, you only would find that her character's name is Nomi. Well, according to Daily Mail, this Nomi is Agent 007. What the? What happened there? Well, I thought 007 was only for James Bond, Rama. How dare they? How dare you? Well, guys, in the world of Ian Fleming, or MI6 in the world of Ian Fleming, um, the agents they have code numbers. Do you remember Sean Bean? You know, it's the Sean Bean, the actor who always dies in every movie. Guess what he played in the film Goldeneye? He played the villain, and he was part of MI6, and he betrayed the Majesty's service, and his code number Agent 006. So you know, the rumor has it through Daily Mail that Lashana Lynch's character Nomi would be 007 in this new James Bond movie, this 25th James Bond installment. Why is that? Because if you recall, they've already released the log line for this new film, and the log line states that James Bond, played by Daniel Craig, is out vacationing in Jamaica because he's retired. He's done. His service for the Majesties is done. His service for MI6 is over. Um, so this rumor, even though it's still a rumor, it it's not baseless. It's not far fetched. It's something that, like, yeah, I can see that. Meaning, the code number of James Bond gets handed over to Nomi, to this new character, because James Bond is not working anymore, and he can't claim that 007 as a private citizen. That 007 needs to go to somebody else. So that's the idea. Let me read to you here off of Daily Mail. Um, Traditionalists can relax. By that they mean purists. diehard fans, if you are scared or if you are shocked, oh my God, the next James Bond is a black female, it's like calm down. And you know what? I don't mind if it's a black female James Bond. Bring it on. I was one of those guys who actually vouches for Idris Elba to be the next James Bond. Man, wouldn't that be great? Idris Elba would make the perfect James Bond. But female and black James Bond, I'm like that'd be like a bonus point, right? Um, but if you are not into that, if you are not ready for that kind of drastic change, calm down because Lashana Lynch is not here to be quote unquote the new James Bond. All right. So, and I quote, the story begins with Bond retired in Jamaica, but Spy Master M, played by Ray Fiennes, see Ray Fiennes is the new M. Who was the old M? Judi Dench. And of course, there's other M's in the previous James Bond movies. So that M can go for anybody. So Ray Fiennes M calls him back, calls James Bond back out of retirement in desperation to tackle a new global crisis. Daily Mail went on to say a movie insider said that there is a pivotal scene at the start of the film where M says, "Come in 007," and in walks Lashana, who is black, beautiful, and a woman. It's a popcorn dropping moment. Bond is still Bond, but he's been replaced as 007 by this stunning woman. And here's another thing that they say here. Let me read to you. Bond, of course, is sexually attracted to this new female 007 and tries his usual seduction tricks, but is baffled when they don't work on this brilliant young black woman who basically rolls her eyes at him and has no interest in jumping into his bed. Well, certainly not at the beginning. Okay. And you know the whole stuff from Spectre and Skyfall about, oh, we can't call them Bond girls anymore. We should call them Bond women. Whatever. Tomato. If you want to call them Bond girls or Bond women, that's your prerogative. I still call them Bond girls. I don't think that's an insult. But what is funny about that statement, because again, this is a rumor. File this under rumor for now. But they're saying that, okay, so we have a new 007. She's female, she's black, she's beautiful, strong, and brilliant. And Daniel Craig comes out of retirement and sees this female 007, and he tries to seduce her, but it doesn't work because she, doesn't fall for that shit. What's funny about that, though? I never actually considered Daniel Craig. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. To me, Daniel Craig's James Bond is the weakest seducer out of all the James Bonds. And if you argue differently, let me know if you disagree. But to me, of all the people who've played James Bond over the years, number one best seducer is Pierce Brosnan. In my opinion, Pierce Brosnan, we're not talking about Action Man or, the way Bond uses his gadgets or the way Bond rocks his suit or the way Bond rocks his cars. No. This is just seduction skills. To me, Pierce Brosnan is up there, number one. Number two, coming close, second place, I want to say Roger Moore. Have you seen Roger Moore's James Bond movies? That guy, the way Roger Moore plays it doesn't get hornier than that. That man is horny all the time. And when you see the series of James Bond movies starring Roger Moore, it would be understandable if you and your friends, if you do a marathon of it, that you would start a gamble or maybe a poll or a pool, I should say, betting on how fast until he, bets the first woman or bets the first Bond girl. Because Roger Moore's James Bond is horny as hell. Number three is Sean Connery for me. And then the rest, Timothy Dalton, George Lazenby. Daniel Craig is at the bottom. After having seen Casino Royale, um, uh, um, Quantum of Solace, the boring one, Quantum of Boring, Spectre, and Skyfall, you gotta admit, he very little, maybe even it doesn't stand out. Okay, his seductive skills, they never stood out. In the case of Daniel Craig, it's never his strength. Yes, he ends up sleeping with them, but it's not like he, at least in my opinion, I never get the impression that he was like really trying to seduce them. They're trying, you never get that horny Roger Moore, like, oh man, hubba hubba hubba. So that's what to me is funny about this statement. How Daniel Craig's Bond comes out of retirement and he sees this female 007 and tries to seduce her. I was like, really? Really? Daniel Craig's Bond? I would believe that more if it was Pierce Brosnan or Roger Moore. No offense to Daniel Craig. And this of course, this is a guy who says he'd rather slit his wrist than star in another James Bond movie. So anyway, I never, that is part of the traits of James Bond that Daniel Craig never really locks down pat. He never really masters it. You know what I'm saying? Seduction is part of James Bond's characteristics, but it's not part of what Daniel Craig has, ever mastered in his movies, at least. Um, so yeah, back to Lashana Lynch. I am all for it. I think it's a fantastic plot twist. I think it makes sense. The guys are retiring. You got to hand the 007 code number to somebody. And in this day and age, why not a person of color? Why not a woman? Why not? Why not? Nothing wrong with that. And again, this is just a rumor, and there's no. If you're wondering, hey Rama, does this mean that after Daniel Craig is done with this franchise? Because remember, this is his last run as James Bond. Does this mean that they're gonna hand it over to? Is the next James Bond movie gonna star Lashana Lynch in the lead role? Nothing right now indicates that Lashana Lynch will be the one taking on the mantle of the franchise. Nothing right now. But if that is the case, would I mind? Hell no. Hell no. I would welcome it. I would welcome it. I would prefer if it was Idris Elba. Before Idris Elba came into the whole, oh my god, is he gonna be the next James Bond? I was actually vouching for Clive Owen, but Clive Owen years ago has openly said that he never wanted the role. So I guess another potential is Henry Cavill. So that'd be pretty cool. But hey, Lashana Lynch as the next face of the franchise, if that is the case, I'd be open to it. I'd be really cool to it. It would still have to come down to the material. How good is the script? Because if Lashana Lynch rocks the appearance, of course, I don't have any doubt that she could. But if the story and the script was terrible, then then what's the point? You can have the most perfect Bond or the perfect Agent 007, but it still comes down to how good is the story, how good is the material. So but as far as the potential or the possibility of Lashana Lynch, I'd welcome it. I'd be open to it. This is a fantastic rumor to me. This is not one of those rumors where like, oh my god, no, what have they done? This is a rumor that's like, oh, interesting, nicely done. I gotta admit to you, I gotta be honest with you, I was not crazy about Skyfall nor Spectre. Um, so something like this, a plot twist like this, is refreshing to me. Something new, something different. Why the hell not? After like so many James Bond movies, they start to look alike. It's like, oh my god, Lashana Lynch is 007. Yes, why the hell not? So, what did you guys think about this rumor? Do you guys think it's a good idea or not? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe to my channel. press that like button, ring that bell, and if you can help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. I'll come back for live streams again later this evening, so stay tuned. Until then, let's rock this.